Introducing
It's not
that talk track.
Thank you.
Watch out, wait. East African.
Okay, Mutawe, first wait.
PG.
No, wait. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the Talk Track. We are Plot 8B Gabula Road. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. Talk Track is an independent production of the Kara Junkies. It's produced, edited, sound mixed, and shot by Moro, aka Morris, aka father of the Kara Bike, aka the OG Kara Junkie, aka the Ole Munyankore Rastafarian, aka Professor. That's Morris. Hosted by yours truly, the Alchemist, also known as Roy, also known as Ochawa Giramanyu, also known as Nofachi Neviensi, also known as Mutiawa. Fucking shit. I'd also like to put a disclaimer that this episode is rated PG because Olivia is around. How are you guys, man? How are you doing? How was the weekend?
Head watch was unsuccessful.
Hear him. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what the weekend sounds like.
Yeah, Premier League is back, so the hate watch begins. But today was very unsuccessful. Some ninjas, but still they don't have a Champions League. But we go far.
That's what Olivia is looking. Olivia, did you know Arsenal was playing today?
Yeah, we bet Manchester United 3 goals. We're back again.
United?
No. We Man City.
Why are you already beefing us? This is only 6 days away.
Yeah, last
Start
time
then.
we started with you people and we bet you, so I was still
It is okay.
thinking we hit the same drum.
Jesus. How was your weekend?
My weekend has been down. I've been really sick.
Sorry.
But the moment I got some energy, I was like, run.
Olivia, we talk.
You didn't tell us. Us were here and we are chilling, enjoying life.
We didn't know the
Olivia
woman
is
was
suffering.
sick.
She's sick. Sorry.
Those are bad manners, by
good
the
you're
way. But
better.
sorry. Good to see you. Guys, Byron is around. Byron, what's up?
What's up?
How are you feeling? We're using adjectives, remember?
I am overwhelmingly marvelous.
Overwhelmingly marvelous.
Yes.
I asked Byron before the talk track how life was, and he was like, what did you say? It's a fundamentally pleasant. He said life is fundamentally pleasant.
Yes. And this weekend started in a very, very, very good way. And to go away from Olivia, this weekend is ending very, very poorly.
Oh, sorry.
We are going to start with some people making noise for us at our
yes.
workplaces.
Yes, we had forgotten.
I hope that by Tuesday they are calm so that we can start properly. This was a false start.
That's a good one. No, but I think
Arsenal, you need to celebrate with us. We are back.
Olivia.
We are back.
We're back. 39 weeks of this. This is going to be us for the next 39 weeks. For the next 39 weeks of Talk Track, this is what
No
we're going to
wonder
be
she
dealing
was
with.
sick. Because just imagine if she was fine, and Arsenal won. Ooh.
The moment we won, I got cured. Whatever it was like, bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting thing I love to do is interrupting Arsenal fans. So, I wanted to say it before you put down the mic. Your timing is so bad. We rehearsed this. I thought,
Let's try again.
nah, it's all
Arsenal.
done. The moment has passed. All that rehearsal for nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, never act with Olivia, please. So today, I'm glad we all had good weekends except for Arsenal fans, but everyone else will be okay. Today we're going to talk about crazy because it seems like everyone had a good weekend and everyone was in good company, right? It's crazy because we're going to talk about loneliness.
No, we're not in good company.
But still you are in company.
Something near to that.
We're going to... we're going to talk about the loneliness epidemic. I think you guys have heard that being said, that there is initially it started with, they used to focus a lot on male loneliness. There's a male loneliness epidemic. Men are not getting into relationships as much as they used to. They're not going out to make friends as much as they used to. And then it has now just gradually transitioned into just a general loneliness epidemic. And I've been seeing that a lot. I've seen articles on, the prevailing loneliness epidemic. I have a person very close to me that actually suggested, you guys need to talk about this on the talk track, because, a lot of people are coming out and talking about loneliness. And I wouldn't blame anyone for terming it an epidemic. It feels like it is now more visible than it previously used to be. But that brings me actually to my first question. So when we hear the term loneliness epidemic, right? And I know that is something you wanted to say. So do we think about it really as an epidemic, or are we just becoming more comfortable with talking about something that already exists? Like maybe back then people were lonely, just weren't talking about it. So is it an epidemic, or is it us just becoming more comfortable with talking about something that already existed?
You see, we're in an era where people freely speak. Well, it's not the first era. But like I said some time back, that we have phases of things. Like there's going to be a time when people freely and openly engage. Then something huge will happen, and then people will withdraw and sort of hold back in speech and things like that. Then there'll be another time where we are pushing for, we need to be open in speech. But I think I wanted to say, is there even a loneliness? Like, because in my mind, I feel like people are choosing. I personally, and I think we had this conversation before, I'd rather be in my space. These days we are talking about peace, keeping your peace. In all honesty, I may not have the social battery to deal with some BS, and I'm not going to go out there and deal with the BS. Life is hard as it is. Economy, you get what I'm saying? So I think I rather, and today we have options. Today, with the phones, with the, if it's an ebook, I don't know, do they still call them ebooks? Because, I might still be now. Every day there's a new term. People now, if you want to read your book, you on your phone. If you want to listen to your music, you want to watch a movie, there's so many platforms, not just the Netflix. Those days they'd say chill and Netflix and chill. What? But now there's a number of things that if I wanted to access something, I'll access it. I will probably find something entertaining to do. I don't even know if it's loneliness or it is a chosen loneliness. And what is loneliness anyway?
I like how you've explained that. So is there a difference between being alone and being lonely?
I would want to think so.
Yeah?
I would love to think so.
Because the initial question was is it an epidemic, or is it us just being more comfortable talking about something that already existed?
Personally, I don't think it's an epidemic, but I also think it's choice. And I don't know what we mean by loneliness. Though there are people, their whole life, probably from big families, backgrounds are different, or in their life they have never been there and they're not in a relationship. Those are the people who rather stay than be alone.
But we're talking about it. We're talking about it in general, more than just relationships.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That some people are from probably like big families. Today you have 1-2 kids. Our parents tried 4, 5, 6. The ones before them 10, 11, 12. The ones before them 20.
Yeah.
The times are also changing.
Our parents tried 4, 5, 6. That's trying.
Yeah.
Please
now
proceed.
We're on 1, 2. If you have 4, by the way, you're careful. Eh? People be like, the guy enough family, and then you get it. People be like, man, that guy has a huge family. There are 4 kids, 5. So, anyways, I think we need to look at it in different variations. Like, what is loneliness even?
I think so. When
someone might see a child as the only child, and they think, that child is lonely.
Yeah.
But no, that child doesn't know any other way. They're comfortable.
Let me first pause you right there. I think when they're talking about loneliness, in the sense that we're talking about it. I think it's just the ability to make meaningful connections, right? So are we finding it in this day and age, the ability or lack thereof to make meaningful connections? Huh? Yeah, I think because there is being alone where I decide I want to be in my space and I want to be in my zone and I want to engage with the things that I like. Maybe watch a movie, maybe go read a book, maybe go look at the water, right? Drink a couple of beers. That is being alone, and being alone is a choice, right? But we're talking about situations now where it is becoming increasingly difficult for you to, so you have that choice of being alone, but what happens then because we're human beings, we're social creatures, what happens then when we need the social, right? We need the social, we need the support, we need that system. What happens then when there is an increased difficulty with us making those connections? That's how I'm referring to loneliness, where I can be alone, but what happens then when I need to talk to someone? What happens then when I need to engage with someone? What happens then when I need to, go out and express myself with someone? Why is it getting more difficult for us to make those connections as opposed to that time that we spend with ourselves?
Actually, that is the thing that I think most people don't talk about. They are not open about it. You see someone enjoying their solitude, or seemingly enjoying their solitude, and then they have done it for so long that they are used to it. Now, the time when they want to get out of that shell, it's so hard, and the shell is so hard that they can't break free. And then everyone else is used to them being there, that they know that he's okay, because they would be worried about your mental space and be like, is he fine? And then Roy is like, he has done that like for the longest time and he's always okay. You pass by, you say hi, he says, oh, okay, how are you? I'm okay. And he has been there like for 15 years, not knowing that deep down you are struggling to find a person to like tell, you know what, I want you guys to call me out. Because there are scenarios in society that create this loneliness. And like you said, it starts out as a choice. I couldn't interject, but it starts out as a choice, personal choice, because in that phase of your life, that's good for you. But then when you get to another phase of your life, when it's no longer serving you, it's only you who knows that it's no longer serving you. And that is why you'll find that, we'll get to it later, there is what they call empty nest syndrome. I don't know whether you've heard about it psychologically, whereby they tell you that when you grow up and you're looking after children, and women do this a lot, you dedicate your life, everything, my children, school, this, that. Then you forget that at some point those children are going to grow up and leave you. Then that's when you remember, this husband of mine actually I'm supposed to be his friend. He's the one who has jazz for me now. And then this husband, by any good fortune in this world, maybe met friends out there. In your 20 years of raising these children, he was like, can we go out? Don't you know that tomorrow I have a VD? I have to prepare this and this and this and this and this. He's like, okay, let me go. Then in the morning, he'll still be there, do everything. Then he didn't log out of that part of his life. You logged out. Now, when the kids are gone, those are the parents you find trying to overly get involved in their children's lives. Like, where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? Then the kids are like, but mommy, what's wrong? I am 28. You're still asking me what time I'm getting home. I'm not even getting to your house. Emptiness syndrome is a serious thing to the point that whenever, I don't know whether the statistics I read are right, every time, especially us men, when you lose your wife at an older age, there's a doctor who will give you, it's like cancer. They'll tell you, in the next 8 years, he is going to die, whether you're sick or not. Why? Companionship is such an underrated thing. Such an underrated thing. You will be alone because you have the strength and the mental capacity to say, I can't be alone right now. I'm making money, I drive my car, and I can talk to my colleagues at work. But then after like 30 years of that, you're like, there's no one who, like, I have an inside joke with. Now that's where the loneliness kicks in. There is solitude, and then there is loneliness. Solitude is admirable. People admire it. Hey, that guy, he can come and just chill. Some people admire it. I loathe it. I don't like it. Because at some point, you get to a point whereby you want someone whose status you can comment on. And people are proud of this. I like being in Kamoli. I'll check people's statuses. I don't comment. You are training yourself. Then the day you will comment on Roy's status, Roy will be like, what do I say? What do I say?
No,
so there should be a difference between solitude
and loneliness.
and loneliness.
All right, and I like Byron has painted a very, very beautiful picture, and I feel like he has painted a very beautiful picture. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. Okay.
I want her view. Yeah.
No, but yeah, and I was actually coming to Olivia next. Yeah, you agree that there's a difference between solitude and the loneliness. And Byron has painted a very beautiful picture. But outside of solitude, okay, being a foundation for loneliness if chosen for too long, right? That is now you deciding, I am going to step away from community. I am going to be by myself and do my thing. That is solitude, right? And that the farther away you step from community, the more difficult it becomes for community to interact with you, right? So you basically shut that door, right? And if you should do it for a long enough time, you'll end up being lonely, because at the end of the day, no man is an island, right? But now, let's now flip this, right? You're not in solitude, right? But you're out there consistently. You're talking to people, you're engaging with people, right? But somehow what is happening is everything feels shallow. There is no connection. Like when people think, oh, if I'm in a problem, who am I going to call? You're not the first person they think about, but they see you a lot with this person, but you're not the first person they think about, right? Because there's no meaningful connection that has been made, right? You talk to people, but after like a little bit of time, you see everyone has checked out. You never engage in conversation for 3 hours. For people are in the bar, they are dancing, they're there dancing, and you guys are talking, and that doesn't happen without a meaningful connection, right? And I'm talking about things like that. People see you out, you're engaging, you're considered a social button. Man, that guy knows a lot of people. But yeah, that's the thing. You know a lot. No, you know of a lot of people, but do you know those people? And do they know you? So what creates that? Why is it that sometimes people will be out there but still cannot make meaningful connections?
That's first I wanted to say that loneliness is a real epidemic these days. Like, there is a lot of what you explained where people you make a lot of friends, like you're social butterfly, like you know everyone, you come out, but the fact is you're lonely because you lack that two, even if 3 people, that person you can freely open up to about yourself. So I think these days people are getting comfortable with that. They're like, there is no true friendship. There's a lot of common phrases. You can never trust any human being. There is no free friendships. And if you seek out for that, you're lying to yourself. People are getting comfortable with the loneliness now. They're like, as long as I go out, have some fun with Roy and this one, that is it. But at the end of the day, when real things happen to your life, you're going to look around your house and there is no one. You realize you are alone. You understand? So Nothing hits like that. Nothing hits like that, and that's the reality. I've been actually looking so much into this topic these days, and then you see women like Oprah Winfrey. They have their friend circles. They do a couple of things together, and how they talk about their friends, which means at this old age of theirs, they are not lonely because they have formed meaningful connections around them. It's not just for a just like we do, let's say in ginger. I see a lot. I see it a lot.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's the reality though. So loneliness is an epidemic, and that's why there is a lot of suicide these days. And what is shocking to people always, that those people that are jolly, like people that are, Olivia killed herself, people are like, no way. Like, because you think everyone likes me, like I'm around, but you don't know the battles I fight behind this. Yeah, so
I was gonna.
I would never kill myself.
So I was going to say and respond to Olivia and say, see, it's also not your responsibility. You see, you can be the best version of yourself to allow for meaningful relationships. But remember, any relationship, even if it's a child and a parent, the responsibility does not just fall on one person. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's also your responsibility to make sure that I am your meaningful relationship. Your responsibility is to be the best version of yourself when you decide I'm going out there to socialize and make friends. So if the person chooses to come in your space, yes, then it is also on them to do the best they can. And unfortunately, you cannot control some of these things. You get? So many times, I also think it's also okay, and I'm going to repeat this, it's also okay to have the people who are just surface. Because every time you're looking for meaningful, remember, the deeper the relationship, the more painful. The more hurtful. That's why you see people say these days, my peace. You get? So we are in an era where people are choosing to be surface because people are worried. Over time,
Hold your thought.
yes, because
Rona.
the stronger the bond or the hold, the more painful it is when it's like how you.
Yeah, Rowena, first hold that thought. I have a follow-up question for you. Godwin had something to say, but first hold that thought about the more meaningful the relationship, the more difficult it is to untether.
You see, right now, the good thing we have begun on a very good point of solitude. You should understand people's natures. You see, in the intentionality of trying to get relationships.
Akagambo.
Yes. In the intentionality of trying to get relationships, the one thing you should know is our energies are different. You see, we've been in so many circles. Man, I love my MDD, music, dance, and drama. I think I can't be around calm people. Like we can't connect a certain way.
Motawe loves chaos. It's summer.
Yeah. Yes. So by default, the other conversations can come. Then there are times when I can first go out of my mind. Morris has suffered with me, I've suffered with me, most of you guys have suffered with me. Then when I can go out of my mind, then I start speaking too much sense. Then you're like, brother, is that same head which was flying around last time? So now, unfortunately, as I go forward now, solitude is a choice. But also, as we go into places, the one thing is everyone just desires a person or something to talk to. But in a bit to talk to, the shells are usually just one person in your life. One. And this people usually, even though, because I've been with introverts, I realized, man, even them, they wanted to talk to someone. But the issue is, some of them, even as they're trying to open up, the energies they get are a bit very unsynchronized. So they are feeling like, you see now, I wanted to get to know this person, but they're not in sync with what I'm getting. So they end up still suffering. another point which I've seen is, okay, currently we are suffering so much in life. Why we get lonely among people? Because we feel like all relationships are transactional. It is always on the pivot of Funyiramuwa. If I come into Rowena's circle, I'm wondering, can they give me business? Can they give me this? Can they give me this? Now, what? So even as we're having conversations, sometimes there are things we leave out. So many times we come into places and we know people. Actually, we say we know people and they know us. But if we were to ask, when we did just classed, actually, it's a thing where Africanism back then was more of communal work. Right now, we are going so much into capitalism, so it's more of money. Back then, I think we grew up in times where you would be here and your mzee knows the neighbors, their children, where they came from, their ancestry, their grandmother, and they know everything. Right now, I actually told someone you can be in an apartment for 10 years and your neighbor has never changed for those 10 years and you even have no idea. So you are practically two lonely people. Or two lonely families in one block.
Yeah. Godwin.
So we are now suffering to that point that it's a bit of, okay, we can also appreciate that the change of lifestyles, because really, it's okay, now this is actually even past economies. Because our business also didn't have money, by the way. But you reach a point and you're like, if I come to her, a few moments later, I'm wondering, can I sell to her this?
All right.
I'm sorry.
I have a lot of questions for you guys. I'm actually making notes.
I also there's this issue. Never circle mates. Never because your loneliness requires someone you can talk to. Talking to the whole town.
I wanted to
so
also,
we decided to keep because that's loneliness.
Yeah. I wanted to
There are
compliment-
statuses of WhatsApp.
I wanted to also talk about this issue. I think we're going to get to it at some point. Before these suicides that came up in Uganda recently, suicide was not an African thing. Suicide was unheard of. I'm told in the Buganda culture, when you committed suicide, they cane you before they bury you. That was before I think we got into recognizing that mental health is a real thing. But then also, I think I was going to talk about his issue of where you have that one person. Because I've heard of people where you lose someone, okay? And like, let's say you've lost your dad. And someone comes and tells you, I know how you feel. Okay? Because I also lost my dad. I have a friend of mine who told me, I was so disturbed by, like, when he told me he knows how I feel. He lost his dad. He didn't lose my dad. Then he appreciated the friend who came. Ironically, this is going to blow your minds. There's a friend of ours who came and sat just away for the whole vigil. He was sitting alone and he told us that, you know that Frank was at that vigil? Most of us didn't even recognize Frank was there. But then he knows Frank knew exactly how I felt, and Frank knew that I did not need to hear anything because he knew my relationship with my dad. And he knew that the pain I was going through during that time, I didn't need to talk to anyone. But he was there. And I looked around and he was the only person who I think understood me at that time. So you might think that, because I'm talking about his connection, that one person, that person doesn't even need to talk. I can come and sit next to Roy like this. And all the people who came during the day telling, hey, sorry about this, he doesn't even remember them. Then he tells me, my guy, that time you came, I nearly cried because I knew you knew. I could see that you knew. Those are the connections we need. And when you go with this thing, monetizing our lives and everything, people need to realize that these things go away. They do.
Yeah. So actually,
But when they go away, who are you left with?
so we're back to the transactional aspect, and I have a couple of follow-up questions for that. But Rwanda, my first follow-up question was to you, and I'm glad you brought it up. You said people are consciously choosing the surface level relationships,
Yeah.
right? Because we're trying to protect our peace. But to form a meaningful connection, there has to be a certain level of responsibility attached, right? To form a meaningful connection. I can't form a meaningful connection without attaching some responsibility to that relationship, right? So if we are consistently choosing surface level relationships, have we gotten to a point in our lives where we are running away, or we are kind of afraid of the kind of responsibility it takes to make a meaningful relationship?
I think so, because here's the deal: you're putting in effort, time, like we said, responsibility. Because if I am choosing to be in your space, then I am responsible, yeah, as well. Or I should be accountable for the kind of things I do or actions. Or like you said, the friend who said nothing. You get, that might seem like he did nothing, but this person felt like this person took it upon themselves, gave themselves a responsibility, yeah, to let this person be or heal in whichever form you come. And when you mention that kind of thing, by the way, it is true. There's someone, and we have this thing where sometimes it's okay not to do anything because you might overdo also. Yeah, because there is someone, I remember also me when my mom had just passed, I would like break down and share. In my mind, I'm speaking to a friend or friends because we talked about having people you can talk to. But every time I brought up, and I think it was a few months in after she left, every time I bring up my mom, the person would say, "You'll be okay. I also lost my mom. You'll be okay." I'm like, "Your mom, I'm sorry." Do not dismiss. This is my experience of my mom, and I did not ask. I'm sorry, I did not ask. You understand?
By the way, before when I stop, I want to, on this talk track, people, when someone loses someone that they care about, stop comparing your pain to their pain.
Yes.
Because she is talking, but we are all relating. I'm like, there's people I wanted to.
Thank you.
Because seriously,
So in the end,
Look,
sorry, let me finish.
by the way, Rowan,
Yeah.
let me add to that point.
Yeah.
Okay. The issue right now, we all have, let me say, preconceived thoughts. So like, we have watched so many movies, so we always have that one word we have in our heads. I know how you're feeling. You don't know how I'm feeling.
Yes, you do not know how I'm feeling.
It's just a thought whereby everyone assumes like that word works. No, you don't.
Yes. So in the end, as I was saying, I stopped sharing with this person because I knew every time I bring this up, because this is important to me, they are going to dismiss it or downplay it. You understand? So I knew that they were going to dismiss or downplay it. And that is how... So that is how... I don't know when I last heard someone saying fucking. So I reached a point where I stopped sharing. And that is how people detach. So you'd find that there are moments I would rather be with the surface, because the surface person is not going to try and put themselves in a position of they have, you understand, eh? So it happens.
And
We run away from it.
Yes, and also one thing about that detachment that I wanted to talk about is that most of the time, very few people realize how important it is, okay, to let someone process. If I've chosen to process in my own way, allow me. But then going back to our loneliness bit, one thing that I wanted to say before we move on to the next question, when you make me your friend, it's your choice. I could be around you and not be your friend. That is the problem people have. They don't differentiate between an acquaintance and a friend. A friend is supposed to know you, not to know bits about you. Supposed to know you for quite some time. And that's where some people get disappointed and then they commit suicide. Let me say this So I think suicide is a very selfish thing to do. It's a very selfish thing to do. When you are lonely, there are things that brought you to that space. And it would be within you to think, okay, let me handle them. Now, I think we're going to get to the point whereby there are some celebrities abroad who were comedians who committed suicide. I know it is clicking somewhere right now. It's not. Robin Williams. Yes, he committed suicide while he would step on stage and make people laugh every day. But deep down, he was a very, very, very sad person. But no one could see it. Now, he chose to hide it. Like you said, he was among people all the time. He acted movies, Mrs. Doubtfire, what, comedy specials. But by the time he committed suicide, no one knew that this was a very lonely man. Very. Yes, you could. I actually, after his story, I can now actually realize that the happiest people around us are sometimes the loneliest people around us. And then, lastly, when you choose friends, I would recommend this. Let me say this when the camera is there. Allow your friends to be stupid and goofy.
Oh, okay. Tell us more.
Because we have this thing that, and I've seen it. You talked about it. I need to benefit something from you. I need to benefit something from you. I don't need to benefit from everyone I meet. I'll benefit from Olivia. If Roy is just there for having fun, he can also be my friend. Then you have this, those people who always say, but Roy is unserious. I don't think he can be my friend. You are going to die a very lonely person because, one, you're going to lack jokes. Two, you're going to one day sit with people, and if there is nothing serious to talk about, like an earthquake or the economy is falling, because one day all those things will be okay. So what will you, the serious people, talk about? You have to talk about nudes. You have to have that friend
We can talk to you about nudes.
who will say, the nudes are out. Let me look for so and so. But do you know that when you're lonely and you are a loner, you will hear that nudes are out, but you don't know how to ask. Yet you want to see.
I like Byron's point. There is that one. There is
Meru has them on her forehead.
No, and I love that you brought that up. And this, Mutawe, I was going to ask you this question, but I love that you brought that up. Let Mutawe first answer, then I come to you, Paul. Byron has spoken about, and I love that you brought out the fact of these days a lot of our relationships need to be transactional. When you need nudes, you have no one to talk to. People are talking about things on Twitter. You're looking for the things.
We're talking about economies.
And yet there is one guy. But that guy runs a Telegram account. Just be like, guy, I have.
Is your sole provider.
You're like, guy, I have the connect. No,
I have a new plug.
but Mutawe, you brought out the concept. You brought out the aspect. Yeah, you brought out the aspect of relationships these days being so transactional, right? And we feel the need, like we need to create situations where they are mutually beneficial. Why is that the case right now? Because, okay, I'm not saying it didn't happen now, but we have just become more open to seeing it now. So why do you think that's the case right now? Why do you think that every relationship we make needs to be transactional?
Relationships are transactional primarily because of the pressures of the world. Yes, anti-capitalism is the pressures of the world. Because if I go back a few years back, like a few centuries back, life was go to the I was about to say it's the center, and I remember man, it was the center. Go into the trading center there, and you find old men. They sit down, take their pombe.
They call them the centers.
The centers of happiness and excellence. But imagine right now. Yeah. But now imagine we are all coming through. Then you realize, okay, I have targets. I am with my group and I have targets to what? Then I'm with my group, then there's this thing I'm thinking of. I'm with my group, then I'm like, you can't be just there with a free mind. Or like when guys start, as my brother said, when guys start like having like normal conversation, they're betrayed by, they're now cooling off steam. That's when you remember, kanoka app, brother, that can wait. Okay, we know the app can work. That's why like by the if you realize guys usually tell you, no, tomorrow at 8, remind me, have my number. Then someone might think you are being rude. But at that moment in time, we are trying to cool down. Like life is moving so fast. Yeah? But we're trying to cool down for that moment. You're like, nigga, allow us either take a beer, take a soda, take a cup of coffee. And we talk about normal world things. How are your children? How are you doing? Did you get that? Did you get that sight? So, that is why right now, at the end of the day, you want to come and tell someone, just want to ask someone in their inbox, how are you doing? Like, how are you? A normal how are you will not follow up statement of, can you lend me 10K? By the way, with a good how are you, like, we can even know whether to say you with money, because your issue might even be just a loaner, but you cannot sell. Some guys you put a guy in sales when the guy is lonely in the head. No, how are you going to sell? Because originally you can't even strike a conversation of like 5 minutes. So transactions is more of the pressures of the world have turned us into zombies. Like every single day we are zombies. You wake up, even when you're trying to have a conversation with someone, before you realize like and then unfortunately, now that's why we now go into, then they start being called fake friends. Yeah? Because you don't know whether she was an acquaintance, a friend, or a passerby. Because right now you had your silent need. But at this point in time when your need has now come and I failed to make it happen because of my own issues, because you haven't even asked me how I am. But I've come into someone's inbox, sorry, so comparing some. Like, boss, do you know that my landlord is online? So do you know that I've just got some girl pregnant? Because it's also taboo. No, those are many conversations. The girl got pregnant, and I'm stressed.
Olivia, right before the talk track started, and then Mutawe also said it. We talked about the transactional nature of connections right now, right? But then you also talked about a change of lifestyle, and Olivia, you hinted on it right before when we're just going around just trying to brainstorm the topic. You talked about a change of lifestyle, and Olivia also kind of hinted on it. Olivia, when I asked her people London, she was like, yeah, because of this, right? When she was talking about phones, I'm guessing, mobile phones and social media and stuff. But you also talked about a change of lifestyle. Are those two interrelated? And also, what more can you tell us?
By the way, part of the other issues is AI. Yeah. By the way, currently, you see, the good thing, all of us here above 25, we can all relate with one thing. There was a point you would go into a family gathering, into a friend's gathering, and you'd have a meaningful conversation with no one looking at their phone. Right now, it takes you less than 5 minutes to lose interest. Actually, a minute for like even you find actually a few seconds. Do you know how disrespectful it feels? As actually somewhere, and someone said, do you know how disrespectful it feels if I'm talking with you and your phone is looking up like this? Because assumption is the next few seconds you're expecting something more meaningful than my conversation with you.
Actually, social etiquette dictates that when you're having a conversation with someone, turn the phone.
Either turn it down or put it in your pocket.
Yes.
Because imagine a few moments you're in a conversation with someone, and by the people feel it. Actually, one of my points was even reciprocity. Imagine you're trying to be with people. Now, some people are more sensitive than others, I should say. So since some people are more sensitive than others, there is enough. I can be here and you'll be on your phone and we can still be having a conversation and I'll not feel so agitated about it. Other people, if they see you on your phone, they realize, I think you're having better ideas on your phone than what I'm saying. So I think we are not having a meaningful conversation. Immediately, my head zones out. I can still be talking, but in the next few seconds, I'll shut up. And
Okay.
Matawa, had you finished?
So
You're done,
I
okay.
wanted to add on this. You see, as human beings, our standards shift. We shift goalposts every freaking time. I used to also like, oh, why is the person? Blah, blah. But we are in a, yes, on my own. If anyone who knows me, no. Anyone who knows me, Paul, yes, that's what I'm saying. Anyone who knows me by myself, I take my time to relax and be on TikTok. You get? But I used to have an issue when people were seated and, but then I realized we're in a world where it's a very competitive world. The world is moving faster than it was when 20 years ago when we were thinking it was offense. When we had no phones, even when you did, the phones, it was for phone call. Someone has taken their time, Today, someone is running a business 24/7. You cannot blame them. But also, as the same people, our goalposts keep changing. The same people, the social etiquette that demands that the phone should face down is going to have a different perception when it comes to something else, where someone says, why have you put your phone down? What are you hiding?
Rowena,
Even amongst friends, someone
Yes.
will say, oh no, the
the problem is that we are adopting cultures
yeah,
that are not embedded in our DNA.
it is true.
Because you see the phone,
Yeah.
it's just the phone now. But back then, if your dad was talking to you and you looked down,
Of course.
you would get a slap.
Of course. But
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
The phone is
times-
just, I think it's just a remixed version of that.
No, but what we are forgetting is, the truth is, the times are different now. The culture, and that's the thing. Like I think culture and tradition can be different things. A culture can be something like now. We're having what we are calling the AI culture, like you said. So you cannot avoid certain things. I used to sleep with my phone off. I want to sleep, and then one time there was an emergency. I didn't pick. They called someone in the house. They're like, "Why are phones off?" I have never switched my phone off ever since, and I put it in loud and add vibration when I'm going to sleep. You get what I'm saying? So I put in loud and add vibration because the times are different. Like at any point in time, we've just talked about having that one person you can do what. So yes, you might be the one they come to financially. You might be the one they come to for fun. You might be the one they come for to go to Chadi or like here. You might be the one they hire for nudes. You might be the one that someone will tell all their nonsense. And that is why we have different kinds of characters and energies around us. At the same time, for me, if the energy does not align properly,
I wanted to add on this issue of phones because it's now the biggest pandemic, I think, within couples. You go in homes, and that is why loneliness is hyping, because a man comes back home to the wife he has not been with all day, and she's on TikTok, she's scrolling, she's laughing with her friends. They just have to say two words, look at themselves two words. And that is why there is even people that are dating. People are getting married and they don't know each other. Like, no, because these gadgets, like people have made it, they're even in bed, but everyone is watching something. And one interaction they're having, if or he or she sees something funny, is like, you guys, I that's one thing I watch, and I'm like, I will not be in a marriage where we are on phones, because people are lonely. People are lonely like that. These gadgets contribute a lot.
All right. Now, yeah, Olivia, that's a very good point. And I think you guys have all made very good points in regards to loneliness. But we're running out of time, unfortunately. Rowena, I'm going to give you the opportunity to close us out today. You have 3 minutes. There is something you wanted to say to what Paul had said. Do you still have that?
I don't know if I remember, but let's go. As I speak on this, yes.
There's also something you wanted to say to Olivia.
Yes.
And
Olivia,
then you'll close us out.
At the same time, you see these gadgets have also helped in solving problems of domestic violence. Well, yes. In some bits, when there is football, there is a lot of domestic violence. Apart from that, it reduces. Because instead of us fighting, yeah, the person will go walk away, watch their social media or check on their or check it out.
Yeah, they'll go for the news.
I think everything has come. Obviously, everything as we know it in this world has a
pros and cons.
It is like checking you for a paper, and they say advantages and disadvantages. In this day and age, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think also, and like I said, the times have changed. There are also those righteous emojis that they want to see domestic violence.
Why is
so
the phone up when I'm
talking? I rather put my phone up so that you see. Then another one, why are you putting it up? I'm talking.
Hey.
Domestic violence. So
no, it's fun. It's not funny, but it's also funny.
Yes, people be there and your phone is ringing. You have different sounds for messages. No, those days as soon as 2.
Who is that?
You have to explain I'm on a WhatsApp group. What WhatsApp group is that one at night? You get. So anyway, because of the change in times, we need to admit that these things from both ends have both contributed to loneliness, but also in a bit try to take that away from you. Can be by the loneliness. These things also help you deal with it. You know, the same way they are keeping other people lonely.
It's a pro and con thing. Don't leave a man hanging. All right, Byron. You have a minute to close us out.
A minute.
Yeah.
Guys, this thing that is called loneliness is it's relative, although some of us have elevated it. We have adopted cultures, we have adopted personalities just to fit in, and some people think it's cool to be alone. Now, they'll tell you that you'll find TikToks where they are praising the ego and what it does on its own. But that is an ego. It's not a human being. We are social beings. Okay? I know at some point we were supposed to talk about the animals and how we relate to them. But then bees are the way they are, okay, because of their socialness. And if we adopt it as human beings, I think our society would work much, much better. But the challenge is that you can't dictate how Roy lives his life, how Rowena lives her life. But I would advise people to intentionally fight solitude, not even loneliness, solitude. Why? And this is how, because I want to give a solution. The number one solution when you're in school, okay? Before you reach 25 and have lived this life, make sure you have a friend or two. Before you get to 25. They change, but you have to understand that change is part of life, okay? Change is part of life, but there are people we meet in adulthood, okay? And they are getting annoyed at you for not showing up for them, okay? Mainly because they are forcing you to be their friend, and you're not their friend. I don't know you like that. I've known someone for 12 years and you want us to I've known someone for 12 years and you want me to show up for him the way I show up for you who I've known for 2? Papa. It can't. So when you're lonely and before you get offended.
Oh, we're not offended. This is how we be.
No, I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the viewers.
Yes,
Tell the viewer
for the
before
viewer.
you get
Before
offended.
you get offended because someone did not show up for you, first understand. Be glad that this person has showed you where you stand in their life. And in the end,
Haibo.
if we fight loneliness, slowly but surely, maybe, just maybe, we would go back to the social society we were in. Although that is like a very, very a Hail Mary.
It's a Hail Mary. It is a Hail Mary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Byron. So, guys, I mean, I didn't really expect the turns that we took in this conversation, but they were really, really insightful. I thought we were going to talk about something so different. I thought people were going to jump into social media immediately, but people started asking, are we really lonely? Or, you know? And that is beautiful, and that is I like that we took a more nuanced approach to the conversation. So thank you guys so much. Moro, do you still demand me? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. It's like a terrible producer.